So welcome everybody to the Advanced Nitrox certification course. This is a brief lecture tonight, and it really is to try to get everyone kind of on the same page from the logistics standpoint. We have some pretty exciting things happening, I think, including some dives coming up to South Florida. And we have some other trips as well. But the South Florida one is really like the perfect opportunity if you're available. If not, it's okay. I have the weekend before that booked for Blue Grotto for us. I know some of you are available the weekend before that. That's the weekend of the 29th, I think. I've got foster kittens flying all over the place here. Let me just look at my calendar. So today it is October 29th. I have Blue Grotto booked. And so Blue Grotto is an ideal place for training dives, doing 3 dives in one day. And some of you, that's all you need. Some of you, that's all you need. And so it's a great place to practice skills. There's also the world's friendliest turtle there, which is nice. And we haven't been there as a group in a long time. So that is October 29th. So if you are able to make then, and you haven't already told me that you're able to make it, please speak up and let me know. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to do introductions, brief introductions with everybody. Tell us who you are, what got you into diving, and basically what your dive level experience is. If you're already certified in Nitrox and you're just needing to finish dives, if you're just brand new starting, if you just signed up yesterday, okay. And then let me know, can you make the Blue Grotto dives on the 29th? And can you make the South Florida dives, which are the 3rd, 4th, and 5th? The plan is the 3rd is going to be afternoon, so we can drive down. Not everyone will obviously be able to make it, but drive down to South Florida and go to the Blue Heron Bridge. The Blue Heron Bridge is no cost, and it is a super cool place to dive. And then on Saturday morning early, we have a dive boat booked with Scuba Works, and I have the whole boat booked, and I haven't opened it up to anyone yet. It's everyone in this class gets priority if you're able to make it. It's limited to 16 divers, and we're just going to do reefs, reefs and wrecks. So reefs, Bill Dawes is with us. We get to pick our sites. That's the really cool thing. If we book the whole boat, we get to pick exactly where we want to go. So we're going to do some really beautiful reefs, ledges, that kind of thing. Then in the afternoon, we have our choice. If we really want to dive a lot, we can do more diving in the afternoon. We can do an afternoon charter, or we could do something else. Then on Sunday, the idea is to do deeper diving. So Sunday would be shark diving, or wreck diving, or a combination of those. Wreck trek there is really cool. Shark diving is fun. It's up to you on what you want to do. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go in order that I see people, and introduce yourself and just say a little bit about your dive experience, where you are in this class, and then which of the dives you would like to make. So let's start with Bert and April.
So I'm Bert Combs. I got certified at FSU when I was there in undergrad in 1993. Have done casual diving maybe once a year every year since. I've got the Nitrox certification already. We've done that, and am looking forward to the advanced certification so we can do some deeper dives. We are available for the Blue Grotto dive on the 29th. And I'm sorry, you cut out. What's the date for the South Florida dive?
It's the following weekend. The 3rd is the Blue Heron Bridge. The 4th is reefs and ledges. And the 5th is up to you, but I'm thinking shark diving, or the wreck trek deeper. It's going to give you experience in heavier current, regardless. So
I think we're committed to the 29th, and then I'll get back to you on this South Florida.
Sure, you can get back to me on South Florida, no worries. But yeah, so the 29th you're in on. Okay, good. April.
So I probably got certified about 25 years ago with my dad. He needed a dive buddy and signed me up. So I was really active back then, but maybe it was longer than that. I'm not for sure. But have not been an active diver recently, but fun fact, Bert and I were set up on a blind date because we were both scuba divers, and the people who set us up, they were like, they love each other. And we did.
Aw. That's awesome. And that's really cool that you and your dad dived together too. That's super awesome.
Yes. So he's, a little bit older now, and just gave us all his old equipment, and we're getting it back, up to speed and in use. So he's really happy about that.
Great. Okay, let's go to Daniel next.
My name's Daniel Hamilton. I was in the Army for a while, and then got out and moved here from Fort Rucker to Bainbridge, Georgia. I'm a clinical counselor in a drug rehab facility. And in high school and college, I was a whitewater kayaker up in the Smokies. And so I've always just liked being in or around water. So I figured it was easiest to scuba dive in this area. There's not a lot of whitewater.
Yeah.
So I switched to scuba diving.
And Daniel is a recent open water diver who is a scholarship recipient with a nonprofit. And thank you for your service. And he and another guy in the class are so excited with their dive experience that they're just going to continue on. We actually have several people who are like that in this group, who are newer divers that are just continuing. And then we have some like Bert and April and others here who are kind of like, hey, it's about time that I did some nitrox. It's about time that I, took it to the next level. So, okay. And so Daniel, which of the dives are you going to come on? All of them, right?
I can definitely do the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'll have to get back to you about Blue Grotto because of budgeting concerns.
Okay. Listen, if budget is a concern, I will pay your way at Blue Grotto. Okay.
All right, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's go to Bill, the student, first.
Okay, Bill Turner, got certified in 1984, right after I got back from a cruise from the honeymoon. The water was so beautiful down in the Caribbean. I'd get certified diving on and off as life allowed. Recently retired from work, and now I just semi-retired. I've got some projects that I do on my own, and decided it's time to actually get back into diving a little bit more. And she's put me through all sorts of training, rescue dive, nitrox, and now I'm just trying to finish my advanced diver with her.
Yeah, you did all the Divers Alert Network classes with me too. So you got all the CPR and the first aid and all that. So thank you for jumping in. The next step after this is going to be HSA, right? HSA Dive Buddy.
Yep.
So yeah, and so we're super happy. Bill found us and he volunteered at Rotary Youth Camp. I think all 3 weekends we were there this year, didn't you?
Just 2. Had
okay.
some.
But he also brought other people, and I think he got a little taste of the cool things that we get to do, and making the kids happy, and it was just awesome, right? So
Was awesome.
Yeah, so thank you.
Florida to Jupiter, and also on the 22nd out of Panama City.
Okay, right, and we do have the 22nd available too. So you're going to be on the 22nd. That's great. And you're not going to be at Blue Grotto, correct?
No.
Okay. All right. So no worries. What I'm thinking is that for anyone who can't make Blue Grotto, we will do the skills at the Blue Heron Bridge because it's shallow. And so it's a good place to go ahead and practice skills. So if anyone wants more experience, we can do it after the dives. We can just stay in the water, and it should be beautiful and warm and lovely. And we can just do the skills there. Okay. All right, next let's go to Dawn. Dawn, are you with us?
Is this how I do it?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I'm Dawn Johnson. I'm a nurse in Thomasville. Ironically, I know Bill from work. I called him my work husband. And so I got, back in 2003 is when I got certified. Dove some off and on. Life got a hold of me, didn't have a lot of time. And so I'm just getting back into it.
Now, is that how you found me, Dawn, was through Bill?
No, actually through a girl that does pacemakers. She came back from like a vacation with her fiance and was talking about, yeah, I got this new scuba watch and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't know anyone that dives. And so I don't know, certainly don't want to go by myself kind of thing. And she's like, oh, well, there's this Facebook site. This is
Awesome.
what you should join. So thanks to Sydney, she's the one who turned me on to it.
Yay, Sydney. Very cool. And then it just out of the crazy small world, you happen to know somebody who was your work husband. So you know him well.
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
Oh, Bill.
That's great. And Dawn has started to do some filing and stuff for me at the office as well. So super happy to have her help with that. And yeah, so needless to say, in a nonprofit, there's just tons and tons of paperwork when there's scuba involved. You all had a little hint of that. So all right. So Dawn, which dives are you coming on again?
I cannot come to the grotto, but I will be going to Jupiter.
Okay, good. Good. And I'm interested, of those who are coming to Jupiter, how much diving do you want to do? We got Friday planned. We've got 2 dives so far Saturday morning. Do we want to dive in the afternoon too? Yes, I'm seeing some yeses. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll plan on going ahead and doing some afternoon ones too. So it's just dive. We're gonna get a lot of experience. And then on Sunday, for anyone who wants to do deeper diving, we'll do I'm leaning towards shark diving. I love shark diving. It's normally a 3-cylinder dive. So yeah, and then we'll wrap up in the afternoon and we can drive on home. I'm working on getting hotel accommodations. So I normally pick somewhere that's kind of mid-budget, so somewhere like a DoubleTree. And I can normally get decent rates as a meeting planner. I'm a professional meeting planner, but I'll work on that as soon as I can. I have had a couple of crazy weeks in a row here. In fact, I was in North Carolina yesterday, and going on like 1 hour of sleep right now. So anyway, all right. And Dawn, did you say how much dive experience you have?
Just sporadically over the
Okay.
years.
Well, good. And this class is going to make you a better diver. So it's great for brand new divers, and it's great for people who haven't been diving as much as they'd like. It is definitely going to make you a better diver. All right, let's go to next. I see Megan. Let's go to Megan.
Hi guys. So I'm still relatively new diver. I got certified open water in July. And then I got Nitrox certified in August, so just working towards advanced now. I was curious, how much is Blue Grotto? I'm also trying to like balance out the finance.
It's like I think it's 35 or 40. I can't remember. Is it in the email? It's not terrible.
$40. Yeah, it was 40.
Yeah, they've upped their price. So it used to be 35. I think it's 40 now. So, and actually, if you go on your own, it's 45. So I get a discount and I share my discount with you. And because it's a nonprofit, there's no tax either. So that helps.
Cool.
And the boat diving, normally the 2-cylinder dives, we get for approximately $100.
Okay.
Cylinders are not included in South Florida. Cylinders are included in Panama City with the trip on the 22nd. So anytime we go with Big Blue Dive Boat, the price is $125 and it includes the cylinders. If we dive with Panama City Dive Center, which we're doing on the 15th and the 22nd, sorry, the 15th and the 20th, we got so many trips. The 15th and the 22nd, we need to get cylinders. As members of this class, I will pay for your cylinders. Okay. So that's not an issue. So, all right. and I interrupted you, Megan, so please continue.
Okay. No, I was curious. I'll definitely be there for Blue Grotto. I
Good.
really want to come to South Florida, but I'm gonna have to like feel it out. So I'll let you
Okay.
know.
South Florida's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we went there in August after I got Nitrox and we loved it.
It
Did
is
my hair for it a
amazing
couple
diving.
times.
Like it's amazing diving. And
Mhm.
I know the best places. So, cause I've been diving there for years. So, I mean, it is just, it's so cool. Every time I go away on my international trips, which I've been to 88 countries and dived in most of them, I am like, I could get this in my own backyard. Florida has all of this and more. Seriously, in South Florida, it's just awesome. So the Blue Heron Bridge is one of the most unique dive sites. It's very shallow, very easy diving, so it's a great way to kind of literally get your feet wet and and get ready for the rest of the trip. And so I kind of planned it so that progressively as each dive progresses, you're getting a little more experience under your belt, and then you're getting a little more adventure along with that. So the Saturday morning dives are going to be reefs, easier diving, really lovely, beautiful reefs in South Florida. The reefs are much nicer in my opinion than in the Keys. So the Keys are pretty depleted, but the ones in the Palm Beach, Jupiter area are gorgeous. And with those healthy reefs comes a lot of sea life. So we often see turtles and eel and you name it, we see it. The Saturday afternoon dives, I might do just a little bit more advanced, maybe a slightly deeper, maybe some wrecks, not super deep wrecks. Sunday will be the, the grand finale. So okay.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right.
I'll let you know about that weekend.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Atticus, you're next.
Hey, I'm Atticus. Brand new to diving. I just got open water certified so week and a half ago about. And but yeah, I love it. It's something I just medically retired from the Marine Corps in April. I got back surgery on April 10th and then retired April 29th. And so I thought scuba would be a good way to be able to stay active and keep doing stuff without hurting my back further. And so far, I love it. So I did my open water with a scholarship from Life Worth Leading. So, I was very grateful for that, and I'm excited to keep going.
And we're excited to have you. So thank you. And you're going to be on the same trips as Daniel. Which ones are you on?
Yeah, so right now I think you have me on the 15th, the 22nd, the 29th, and then the Southern Florida. But I can't do the 22nd. So if I could stick with the 15th, the 29th, and then do the South Florida as well.
Okay. And if you don't mind, because I'm really confused right now, just send me a follow-up message saying everything's good except for the 22nd. Okay.
Good.
Thanks. Awesome. All right. Let's go for Megan's going to be on October 15th too. Yay. We've got the big boat in Panama City. And I will need some help, guys, because my truck cannot carry that much gear. We're going to have 26 divers. It's the big boat. And that means we're going to have 52 cylinders. I only own, 30 something. And of those, how many are Nitrox? I think I have 12, 13 or Nitrox approximately. So the rest I'm going to rent. So, but I'll need help like carrying stuff, picking things. I definitely can't fit it all. Plus everybody's gear. Okay. All right. So where were we? I just lost my train of thought completely. We did Atticus, right? All right, Joseph.
Hey, good evening. I'm recently open water certified, and I'm now enrolled in the advanced open water with Nitrox combo. So I've already finished the first lecture that you did on YouTube. And really that's all I have for now. I'm open for Blue Grotto. I wanted to do the 15th, but I'm afraid that's too many people for me. So
Yeah.
I don't know about when I'll be available for another one, but I'm down for Blue Grotto.
Okay. Yeah, we do have the small boat for, let's see, when do we have? I can't remember right now. I'm so sorry. I'll let you know when we're on the small. I do like the small boat. It's the 22nd. Hang on a second. The 22nd in Panama City. I asked for the small boat specifically. So the 22nd, if anyone wants to come on the 22nd, I have the small boat is 16 max. Okay. So that might be a better opportunity if you wanted to do that. Okay.
Cool. Thank
Sorry,
you.
Gabrielle, real quick.
Yeah.
Which one was the museum one?
Oh, the museum one. So the museum
just-
is November 12th.
Oh,
November 12th. And
okay.
so far we have right now it's full with a wait list, but it's still over a month away. So if you want to be added to the wait list for that, that is for the Underwater Museum of Art in Destin. And then the second dive, if we love it, we'll do another dive there. If not, we'll hit a wreck. And we're actually going to leave out of Panama City. So that is gonna save us all a lot of driving, which is fun. And yeah, and we're on the boat that we love, and they provide all the cylinders, so it's a lot less lugging. It's just easier, I think. So so yeah, if anyone wants to be on the wait list, great. And if not, I think Atticus, you and Daniel are on that one. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think me and Daniel are both
Yeah,
on
you're
that
on that
one.
one. That is a pricier one. That's a $200 one, but it is everyone charges a lot for that trip because it's a special one to go to the Underwater Museum of Art. So, and one of our recent students actually is a sculptor who had his art sunk there. So, yeah, pretty neat. Okay, so where were we? Joe, did you finish up? I can't remember. All right. Anna Marie.
Hey, I'm Anna Marie. My husband's also taking this course, but he works nights at the hospital, so he'll be watching this recording. But I got certified open water about a year ago, and most of my diving now has been in the Caribbean and like Honduras, Mexico, Belize. So it was a little like I was a little surprised when I did my first dives in Panama City. I was like, I can't see anything. What's happening? So I'm learning a lot. I will. I would say I got into scuba diving. I'd always wanted to do it. Grew up on a boat. It was really kind of the next logical step because my husband and I do a lot of cruising, anywhere from like 12 to 20 cruises a year. And we were getting tired of doing the same things in all of the places we went. So we thought diving was the next reasonable thing to do. So now every time we go somewhere, it's new and exciting. And we are Dawn and I are actually going on a dive this weekend. We also went last weekend. I'm going to Blue Grotto with my husband. And then the following weekend, we're also doing the big trip down to Jupiter, all 3 days. And I think we're on for October 15th as well.
Fantastic. And let me tell you, Panama City can be amazing. So the last time we were there, we had 50 feet of visibility. Early in the summer, we had 100 feet of visibility. It was phenomenal. So it is, storm dependent and everything else. After that hurricane came through, it definitely kind of flushed things and it wasn't as good, but it's coming back. And so I really think it's the sites that you choose now.
And it was different even this past weekend when we went. It was a little better than it was the weekend before the hurricane. So I'm anxious to see how it is this weekend and I guess the following weekend too. I got a lot coming up. So
yeah, well, I know, right? Well, we were just there, I think just over a week ago, and it was great. It was really great. Especially our second dive site was
everybody got sick on this trip. So
oh, that's because the high winds, right? Didn't they have high winds? Yeah, that's not fun.
I was fine. I've seen my husband sicker than I've ever seen him. That was fun. So.
Oh, he's watching the recording. Don't forget that.
I know. That's why I didn't say more.
All right. Bill Dawes, Dive Master Bill.
All right. Hey, my name is Bill. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm a dive master. I've been working with Gabrielle for a couple of years now. I first got into diving because, like the other person said, I've always been around boats. I've always been around water, and I just wanted to see what was under there. So I finally got certified for my open water through Coral Reef Scuba, and I went from my advanced and everything else to Gabrielle, and I just kept working with her.
We're so happy you're part of our leadership team, Bill. And I know you're going to be on a lot of these dives too. And I've got a little foster kitten here who is a love bug. If anyone's looking for a really, really lovable kitten, I have 3. But anyway, yeah, so Bill is fantastic, and Bill will be with us in South Florida. In fact, it was really Bill's idea to go to Jupiter. He loves Jupiter. And so we're working on the trip together. We're working on scheduling it. And I think he may be with us at Blue Grotto too, if we're lucky. That would be nice because we haven't been there in a while. So
I haven't frozen in a while.
What's that?
Said I haven't frozen in a while.
I know, right? Yeah, it is a spring. And it's not a spring, it's a grotto. So it's a little warmer than the springs. It's like 73 year round. So yeah, so we definitely need wetsuits there. But
I just get cold easy.
I do too. But thank goodness for the heated vest though, right? So all right. Anything else you want to add, Bill, about advanced nitrox?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Did I miss anyone? Okay, let me just go over a little bit of logistics here. If I can get this kitten off of my, okay, hang on. No, stop it. You're messing me up. All right. So this is our teaching team. We have some brand new dive masters now. We have Walt and Brett who were officially dive masters as well. So the combination course is going to give you a lot more experience. And so there's 5 dives on nitrox, and you're always encouraged to dive in the future after you get your certification. Come diving with us anytime. And it's just chipping in on the fill for the cylinder. So it's $8. If I have to rent like we will in South Florida, it's going to be a little bit more than that. But the ocean dives are 2 dives. I said 80-foot max, but we may go a little deeper than that in South Florida for the for a couple of the dives. And so it'll be great. And then Blue Grotto, 3 dives, 100 feet max. The first 2 the first dive is a shallow dive, really to work on buoyancy and skills. It's pretty intense. Night dive, I'll tell you what, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel. For the South Florida one on Saturday, we could see about doing a transition dive, which is fun. So if for the afternoon dives, we could do 2 dives, one being just before sunset and the other one being after. So you get to do a night dive in South Florida. And that is so cool. I just have to say it's really, really cool because you have the bioluminescence and everything else. Now, there is at Blue Grotto the opportunity to accomplish a night dive in an open water cavern. It's not really a night dive. It's a simulated night dive. We need flashlights and everything. It is an open water cavern. It's very easy to navigate. It's a little what's the word? A half circle kind of thing. And we will do, definitely we'll do a deep dive there. We'll do navigation. We'll do search and recovery, not rescue. Search and recovery is one of the ones we often do. We have some options, depending on what you want to do. We can do environmental, computer assisted, underwater photography, and other things. Your email lists all the options too, but the optional dives are navigation dive, drift dive, which we will definitely do in South Florida, night dive, search and recovery, deep dive, underwater photography, boat dive, computer assisted, and environmental wreck dive. And the nice thing is that you don't have to do all, maybe you are into photography and other people are not. It's not a problem. We can do different things for different people. Okay. We will all do some things together. Okay. We will all do navigation, for example. Everybody's going to do navigation. So skills we're going to practice: refreshing of skills, including gear setup, dive tables and planning, buddy breathing, mask clearing. We want you to be a really good diver. So we're going to practice all the skills. Entries, including back roll and giant stride. Atticus, don't you worry, whatever works for you. So we will make accommodations for anyone with back or other issues. So nitrox and advanced dive planning, analyzing nitrox cylinders, buoyancy form trim, weighting. Many of you were certified with other people, and you probably wear way more weight than you need to. And one thing that I like about Blue Grotto is there are 4 platforms there, and we can really focus on your buoyancy, your weighting, your trim, your form, and get you in a good position so that you're not going to be wearing as much weight. There's also an opportunity to get in the pool if anyone wants pool training, and we can do some hula hoop drills which I do with my open water students. Navigation, like I said, that's one of the most important skills we're going to do. Flashlight etiquette. If you don't already have an underwater flashlight, I recommend you get one. I do have a few extras that I can lend out to if anyone is budget restricted or anything. It's actually pretty reasonable right now, and it's really good to have one, a flashlight. And I do think in South Florida, if you guys are game for it, we'll do for Saturday night, we'll do for the afternoon. I'll see if I can get us on a night dive. Okay. Diver etiquette, SMB deployment. That's super important. In South Florida, many of the organizations, the charters require you to wear an SMB, a surface marker buoy or safety sausage. And we're going to teach you how to properly use them and practice deploying them in different ways. Deep dive, really, we're doing a lot. A deep dive is anything that, is below. And I think the standards say, Bill, can you help me? My brain is, kitten on my thing. Stop it. Sorry, the kitten just advanced the slides. I don't know if you saw the kitten jump in there. My goodness. Okay. Stop it. What was I saying? I just lost my train of thought completely.
SMB.
Thank you. SMB. I was asking Bill something though. I just can't remember what I was asking.
What constitutes a deep dive, I think.
Oh yeah, the standards. Yeah. So right now my brain is tired, but it's really not that deep. What constitutes a deep dive? I think it's like 70. It might even be, I want to say the standards say below 50 is a deep dive. We're going to do deeper than that. You're going to be certified to 100 feet, but there is an unwritten rule in diving, and this is across all organizations, that you can go to 130. That's why your dive tables say 130. You're officially, certified to 100, but everybody, once you're advanced, you're considered trained and ready to go to 130 if needed. Of course, you're going to change your mix. And, for those of you who haven't had a chance, has everybody had a chance to look at the lecture? The Nitrox lecture? So
Yes.
you know that if we're doing a super deep dive, I mean, not super deep by recreational standards. If we're doing a dive to 130 feet, then what would be a good mix for us? Would it be a higher number of nitrox or a lower number?
Lower.
Lower number. That's right. And so, so we'll get a lot of experience with this with Blue Grotto and with South Florida. So, okay. Now, most boats, like in Panama City, where most of the places we go in Panama City, the max depth is going to be for inshore. It's going to be like 75 to 80 feet. And so it's kind of standard. They give you 32. On Panama City Dive Center boat, we could rent whatever. We could rent from Coral Reef would be the best bet. So you just tell me what you want, and I can go ahead and rent what you need. Okay. It's really important though to follow through if you're going to be there, and I've rented cylinders and everything for you. We need you to show up. Okay. All right. So how many of you already know how to use a compass? Okay. We're going to refresh that in the water, and it's going to be very clear. Okay. So we will refresh on land, and then we'll do it in the water. Okay. And we'll do some skills and drills and all kinds of things. For those of you who feel comfortable with dive tables, and who've already done your exams, you can leave now. The next thing I thought I would do is refresh on dive tables if anyone needs refreshing. Does anyone tell me, do you need refreshing or do you not need refreshing?
I do not.
Okay. Does anyone need refreshing? If not, I'll skip that.
I think we're good.
Okay, good. All right. If anyone is, afraid to tell me that you need it or doesn't want to say it in front of everybody and you need it, just get with me and I'll refresh with you. Okay. At this time, then I would say from a logistics standpoint, I think we've covered everything. So for those of you who've already earned your Nitrox certifications, you can go ahead and head offline. I think we've got the logistics covered unless you have any questions about the logistics. I will send a list to you of our dives where we have planned, and if there's a wait list or if there's available slots if you want to join. Yeah, he is cute. This is a cute little stinker of a kitten who liked to hop on my keyboard, but they all have musician names. They came with the names. So
Gabrielle, this is Stanley.
Aw. Oh, what is that's adorable. Yeah, I like all animals. That's so cute. What a cute dog.
I got a cat question.
Yeah.
We took our cat to the vet for the first time today, and it's like completely attached to my dog now.
Aw. That's
What
awesome.
is that? Well,
I
why?
mean, I think if you have a cat that's attached to your dog, does your dog like the cat too?
I mean, my dog is old.
Aw.
Yeah, but the cat previously was not. So we wonder if
Interesting. How
she's
old
like
is the cat?
traumatized. It's a baby. I mean, it just started killing stuff, but
So, it probably, so animals are interesting because they do tend to associate like a state of mind with something. So it's quite possible that your dog gave your cat a lot of comfort. And so the cat's like, that is my comfort. I'm always going to, this is my buddy. I will always be, but I'll tell you, I have a dog who loves kitties, and he makes, right now, the kitty who was just with me is on top of my dog. And my dog loves kittens, and so he helps socialize them around dogs, and it's so healthy for for animals to have companions, so it is really good. So
okay.
Yeah, so I would say that's a good thing that they're attached. I mean, the older dog is probably like, yeah, I don't really need this much attention, but it's good. It's actually good for them too.
Okay.
All right. So at this time, if you don't have any other questions, from a logistics standpoint, those of you who are already certified can hop off. And then if you have other questions, now would be a great time to ask though.
Thank you, Gabrielle.
Okay, bye. Good to see you, Bert and April. And I forgot your dog's name already, but cute.
Stanley.
Stanley.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Megan.
Yeah.
Bye all.
Bye,
Bye.
Bill. Good night.
Do you have like a ballpark on the hotels? Like what your discount is, or?
Yeah, so I haven't had a chance to get that far. It is, somewhat off season, so I'm kind of hopeful. South Florida is always expensive compared to other places. But what I'm going to do is look at some options, obviously for roommates, if you want to have, like 2 to a room if you want. I'll give options for, I'll get options on pricing for both. Okay. And I'll put an RFP out so I can get some different quotes back, but I've stayed in different places there that, for South Florida, they're reasonable.
Okay.
So And yeah, so I will let you know as soon as I know. I've just had my hands kind of full lately.
I'm pretty good at dive tables when you ask us right before the dive.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, doing them with the diagram just like blows my mind for some reason. I think I just need to do like 200 of them
Yeah.
so that I don't know where to.
So go to your
Fine.
workbook. So remember the packet of materials you got as an open water student?
Yeah.
Go to the homework one and just start going through the homework and doing dive tables, and seriously, you'll get good at it. Okay.
Okay. Because I can
Um,
do it like on the fly, but
You can do it on the fly?
I can do it. I can do it on the fly, but like the actual diagram, I like panic.
Yeah. It just takes practice. So I would suggest go through the workbook and so there's a workbook and the homework, but both of those have a lot of dive tables in them. Just start working them with the diagram and with everything, and you know, go back through the lecture too to remind yourself of how to do it. And I think what'll happen is after probably, you know, 10 more dives, certainly by the end of the South Florida trip, you'll be like, I got this. This is actually way easier than I thought it was.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll be honest with you, when I first learned dive tables, it felt really complicated to me. It felt hard to me, you know, and I wasn't really sure what I was doing. And it took a long time before it was like, I got this. My
Yeah,
brain
I was
just,
the same way in aviation. Like I could
yeah.
fly
Yeah.
and I could do like gas calculations on the fly, but if I sat down in a classroom, it was like I hadn't learned anything.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Our brains work in different ways, and you know, do what works for you, for your brain. But I guarantee you, the more you do it, you're going to get more and more comfortable, and it won't be so bad.
Okay.
I have some pretty, you know, bad brain issues too, but I have found that just, you know, doing things over and over again, and eventually it's going to go click. I got it. So,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I was watching that last lecture. I finished it not too long before actually we got on here, and it was all the equations and stuff. It just felt like super overwhelming, and I'm sure part
Oh
of it
yeah.
is not having like the physical in front of me. Like I'm trying to look at the dive tables for, you know, for the Nitrox 32 and 36 and stuff on the computer, which just makes it harder for me. I like to have it, you know, physically in front of me. But
Yeah. So have I given you the physical tables yet?
I just have the open water one.
Okay,
The,
so the next time I see you guys, when am I going to see you again? Oh, you're going to come and get materials from me. Who's going on the trip this weekend?
Me,
Just
I'm
Daniel.
coming to
Okay.
get gear from you.
Yeah, you got to get gear from me tomorrow, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So definitely touch base with me. What time did you say it was going to be?
I think I was coming to pick it up and you were gonna like leave it or something, but
Okay. All right.
I can come anytime.
Well, I'll tell you what, just do me a favor and text me tonight so that I'll remember, and then we'll figure out a time. And if you're going to come by when I'm not here, I can leave it out, but I will be here in the afternoon. Um,
And I was gonna pick tanks up for you too.
Oh yeah, because I have a ton at Coral Reef. So yeah, it would be good to find out.
Do I need to get some like pool noodles for the back of my truck?
I have some pool noodles. Yeah. Do you have pool noodles?
I can get some at Walmart or something.
No, I have some. I have some that you can borrow. So
Okay, will I be getting the tanks after or before? Or do I come?
whatever's easiest. I mean, if you
Okay.
want to drop by and get the gear and get the noodles, get the holder. It's basically it's noodles that are tied together.
Yeah.
And so if you want to get one of those and then go to Coral Reef after, that's fine.
Okay.
And
And then
actually, you
I
don't
bring
have
the
to go to
tanks.
Coral Reef until Friday if you want to, you know?
Oh, I'm getting tanks for our trip.
Yeah. So we need to know how many you need to get. So, and Bill,
Yep.
how many people are signed up for the weekend trip with you? Do you know?
Oh, the divers in.
Divers Den? How many are signed up with you?
There's not a lot. I think there's just 4 of us.
Oh, only 4? Okay.
yeah, I wanted to go, but I'm getting epidural on Thursday, and I just don't want to risk, sometimes that can throw my back out of sorts for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's understandable. So, yeah, so definitely with only 4 people. So who is it? Bill, you, Daniel, who else? Anna Marie?
Walt, I mean,
Walt and Anna Marie. Who else? Was there someone else on here who was going? I can't remember. Was Anna Marie going?
No, Anna Marie and I are going on a different one.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Anyway. All right. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know, Daniel, if you go to Coral Reef first, that would actually be helpful if you can pick some up and then maybe.
I can figure out how to make them not roll around in the back of my
Oh,
truck.
yeah, just get enough so that they're side by side and then you're good. You know what I mean?
So pick up as many as I can, or
Yeah, as many as you feel comfortable with. Sure. That'd be great. And then you think
okay, and I'm sure they know the drill.
they know the drill for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so how many of you had a chance to do the test? Joseph did. Who else?
I did most of it. Some of those acronyms and stuff,
Yeah.
my mind is kind of fried. I wasn't able to
understand.
answer all of them.
So listen, it's open book. And I'll tell you what, the lecture that I sent you a link to, did it have the exam review on it?
It did not.
Okay.
I
So
got
here's what I'm gonna do.
I got the exam today. It was in an email that you sent early this morning.
Yeah.
And so I worked on
I
it
had
today.
previously sent it as well, but here's what I'm thinking, and tell me if I'm wrong. Some of you need more time to process this stuff, right? And so I'm going to send you a different Nitrox link to a lecture that actually has exam review on it. And it is open book. So go ahead and watch the lecture. It's open book. So keep your test with you as you're watching the lecture, and you might just get some hints as you're going along. And then the link that I'm going to send you to a different recording actually has exam review on it. And so then score yourself and then ask if you have any questions remaining. What you're going to learn is that all of this stuff, honestly, it feels overwhelming to me too. I'm not good with formulas. I have a hard time remembering which formula is for what. The reason that we teach it to you in SEI and no other agency does is just so that you understand the workings of all these numbers and things that we're doing. Once you get out there and dive, there's only, a couple things that you need to know, right? You need to know how to analyze your cylinder, and you need to know how to get your maximum operating depth. Those are the most important things. It's not that hard. And so when you analyze your cylinder, you need to know that there are 4 things that you're going to write on your cylinder, right? What are the 4 things?
The percentage, your initials.
Yeah.
And what else was there? The percentage, your initials, 4 things.
4 things. Percentage and initials is a good start. Who else has something?
I don't remember now.
Yeah. The date.
Okay, the date.
And the most important thing is?
I don't remember.
Anyone? It's maximum operating depth.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
MOD.
So
MOD. Okay.
What is the
So
significance
those 4
of the
things are
date?
all you need to know. And here's the thing. If you look at your dive tables, you'll see that the MOD is right there for you. Okay. And so the PO2 for recreational divers is what? What should our PO2 be?
Like the max?
Yeah. What's our max PO2?
Said you can go to 40, but they recommend 36.
No. What's our 1.4?
Oh, 1.4.
Yeah.
1.4. And for scientific divers, it's 1.6. So for a PO2 of 1.4, Nitrox 32, your maximum operating depth is what?
That's the kind of shit that I can't keep straight.
Okay, it's
My
actually
kids-
on your
Words out of
dive
my
table.
mouth.
It's
So
like,
here's
Yeah.
the thing, without fail, remember these numbers, okay? 190 and 110. 90 and 110 is for a PO2 of 1.4 for nitrox 32 and nitrox 36. Nitrox 36 has a shallower limit, right? So nitrox 36 is 90 and nitrox 32 is 110.
I
Now,
do remember reading that somewhere.
for a PO2 of 1.6, which again, this is telling you you're not going to die because there are scientific divers doing it. Okay. So for a PO2 of 1.6, those numbers are 110 and 130. Okay. So you could dive nitrox 32 with a PO2 of 1.6 to 130. So if you write MOD 130 on a nitrox 32, you're good. Okay. If you write MOD 110 on a nitrox 36, you're good. If you write 90 and 110, you're even better. Okay. So that's all. That's the most important thing to know, is that each gas has a maximum operating depth. So all this other stuff that we teach you with the formulas and everything else, they're complicated, and I don't expect anyone to be great at them. So
That
we
was they
have
would
apps
leave.
now. We have apps now. We have websites and apps that will do these things for us. Okay. So really just do open book. If you haven't, do open book and watch the lecture. I'm going to send you a different lecture where you're going to see the scoring. Okay. So fill out your exam before you press the pause button, and then watch the results and score yourself. Okay. And then if you
Okay.
have any more questions, you'll see we're pretty generous with our with our scoring, right, Bill? Yeah, because we get it too. I mean, Bill and I both have brain issues. Many people on our leadership team also do. Walt is a combat wounded veteran with brain issues. We get it. And you don't need to memorize all those things. You don't need to memorize the formulas. I think it's ridiculous. When I took it, I had to memorize, and I just think that there's no need for that. You're not going to be somewhere where you don't have access to your resources, right? So I'm going to make it easy for you, and you can just do it at your leisure. And then the next time we go diving, you're going to learn to analyze. Okay. So, Daniel, you're going to get to dive on nitrox for the first time on Sunday, right? I mean, what are you going? Saturday or Sunday? What day are you going?
Saturday?
Saturday.
No, Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
All right.
I know
So-
where you're going and you don't know. Come on, man.
I'm not going with you. So,
Doing explosions.
yeah, I'm actually doing a cycling event in not in South Florida, in St. Augustine and Daytona. So,
You owe me a bike ride still.
okay, let's do it. I've ridden twice today. Yeah.
Nice.
So, all right. What was I thinking just a minute ago? Daniel, when you come over, I'm going to teach you how to analyze tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and analyze your cylinders that you're going to bring there. And you're going to write
Okay.
the things on there so that you're ready to go. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Expect a blank stare or two, but I'll
No.
figure it out.
The most important thing to know about analyzing is what is the percent of oxygen in air, the air we breathe?
21%.
0.9. Right. 20.9%. You could say
20.9.
20.9%. So we
All right.
calibrate the analyzer to 20.9% with ambient air, and then we analyze. Okay. That's it.
All right.
All right. All right, guys. If you don't have any other questions, then let's call it a night. Bill, do you have anything to add? I'm excited about the South Florida trip. So let's give a shout out to Bill, because he's the one who was like, we need to go back to South Florida. Like, yeah, you're right, Bill. We do. So
Yep, I'm excited about it too.
awesome. And I'm excited about Blue Grotto because the world's friendliest turtle is there. And I think you know that I have a thing for turtles. So I love Virgil. So, all right.
All right.
If there are
Thank
no
you.
other questions, thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon. Okay.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Good night.
Night.